Can you tell I'm excited? Anyways, welcome to my first ever YouTube video. I am so excited for today's YouTube video because I thought for my first YouTube video I should do it on something that is like a fun fact about me or just something I like to do and not just like a day in the life. So I decided, obviously you already know from the thumbnail, that I'm going to be doing a what I read in a week. So I am a pretty big reader, but I went through a really bad reading slump that lasted about like 4 months. I know, crazy. And I think it was because of the fact that because of my school, I had been reading a new book every week, but it was a boring book, so it made me hate books altogether. Even though I don't hate books, I love books. There was an off week where we didn't have a book to read, and I picked up a book that I knew I would like and obviously fell back in love with reading. So I thought for my first ever YouTube video, it should definitely be a reading vlog because reading is a big part of my life. In general, reading is a big part of how I cope with life because I read the Bible and it helps me cope with life, and I read other people's love stories and it helps me cope with life. So we love reading. I'm starting this video on Monday, February 17th, so we're just gonna go from Monday to Sunday. But I am starting this video a little bit late on Monday because this whole morning I've just been really busy and I haven't read anything, so it was fine. So it is already 3:03, but it's fine. I think it's just time to get right into today's video, so let's get to reading because I really want to keep reading the book I'm reading because I'm invested. So let's find a little cozy spot and I'll talk about it. Hold up, I'm eating a cookie. Anyways, this video is not about a cookie, sorry. I'm gonna get to the actual thing that y'all are excited to hear about, which is the book I'm reading. So right now I'm reading Nothing Like the Movies. I'm about like, I would say 20% through the book. I'm on page 50. This book is like 400 pages, so not that far through it. So far, I'm literally obsessed with it because I'm so happy to be back in Wes and Liz's like universe. But I'm gonna start reading this. I don't know how much I'm gonna get through. I'm gonna try and get to page like 100, and then later tonight I'm gonna try and get to like page 200 because there's a lot of books I want to read in this vlog and we only have 7 days to do it. So let's start reading. I know the lighting right now is downright awful and I'm so sorry. It is the next day, so it is Tuesday and it's like 9 a.m. right now. I just woke up and got ready and now I'm just sitting out here because I want to read a little bit more this morning before I start school. If you didn't know, which y'all don't know because this is my first ever video, I'm homeschooled, so I do school at home, obviously. But before I start that, I just want to read a little bit more of Nothing Like the Movies and maybe get to page like 175. The last time I updated you, I was on page 50 and now I'm on page 126. Right now, I would say I'm enjoying it. It's a lot more in Wes's point of view than Liz's, I've realized. And I don't know how I feel about that because I normally do like following the female main character in love stories. But since this is like the second book, I feel like I'm okay with it because I've already seen what Liz thinks about it, and it is still dual point of view, but I definitely feel like Wes's are more emotional and more like you're connecting more with Wes in this book than you are with Liz. The emotion that he feels for Liz is actually crazy, so I'm liking that because I love a book where a man is simping for a girl. I don't like it the other way around though, because I'm like, girl, you need to be a girl boss. But when it's the other way around, I'm like eating it up. But I'm gonna try and read a little bit more. I don't like it as much as I think I like better than the movies though, I will say that. But then again, I'm only 125 pages in and it is like a 450 page book. So anyways, I'm gonna drink my coffee and then my dog, Coco. She's very hyper this morning. He's very hyper this morning. So what was I saying? I'm gonna start reading and I will be back to you whenever I read next. I also think today I maybe want to go to a coffee shop and read. I don't know if that's actually going to happen, but I would love to go to a coffee shop and read. I feel like it's just nice to get a change of scenery. Go ahead and read. So let's read. lot later now. It is 2:38. The last time I updated you was this morning and I was on page 125, and now I am on page 200 of Nothing Like the Movies. Now I'm heading to a coffee shop to read my book because I just wanted a little bit of a change of scenery.
It's between a hippo and a zippo.
What?
The one's really heavy and the other one's a little lighter.
What?
You don't know what a Zippo is?
No.
Zippo is a brand of lighter.
That was not good. I just realized that was terrible. We are on the way to a coffee shop and I will see you when we are there. Because I have to get my camera ready. Okay, hello everybody. We have a lot of catching up to do because, as you probably saw from the last clip where I titled it Thursday, yes, that is in fact correct, because on Tuesday I woke up with a little scratch in my throat and I was like, it's nothing. Woke up the next day, head cold city. Today, I still feel pretty rough, but so much better than I did yesterday. So I did not film at all yesterday, but I did read a lot of Nothing Like the Movies. I read about 100 pages yesterday, and then in that last clip, like you saw, I finished Nothing Like the Movies. So let me first talk about my non-spoiler thoughts. My non-spoiler thoughts is I definitely do not like Nothing Like the Movies as much as I liked Better Than the Movies. In my opinion, I felt like Lynn Painter did a better job writing their chemistry in Better Than the Movies than Nothing Like the Movies. But it was still a good book, but you can definitely tell in this book how they're maturing and they are going through adult things and are kind of not acting like their high school selves anymore, which I love the fact that Lynn Painter did write about that, because that is something that happens when you're in college and you realize, oh my gosh, I'm not a high schooler anymore, like I have to go and do adult things. I mean, I wouldn't know because I'm not in college, but I feel like I can understand where that is coming from, especially because Lynn Painter's already gone through high school and through college. I think she did a really good job writing about that. But I think that's why I liked Better Than the Movies more, because I liked the fact that they were kind of new to this romance and were kind of okay with being like cringy or okay with being cliche. But I feel like in this book, Liz was kind of annoying me. And of course, I cannot say why because I do not want to spoil anything. But in my opinion, Liz was not my favorite. I felt like she knew that she liked Wes, but just wouldn't commit, and it was making me mad. Now it is time for my spoiler thoughts. So if you don't want to hear any spoilers, stick to this time and I will see you then, bestie. But let's get into my spoiler thoughts. So you heard me say in my non-spoiler thoughts that Liz was kind of annoying me, and now I can say why. First of all, this is a 430 page book, and I feel like it could have stopped at like 360 pages, because after that rain scene, both in the rain, and Liz learns that Wes was going through a really hard time and didn't actually cheat on her, and they were confessing to each other. I think the part where Liz was like, but he lied to me. I know he didn't cheat on me, but he lied to me, kind of made me mad, because I knew that she liked him, and I'm like, come on, like, Wes was trying to do a selfless act, and you're taking it another way, and it was just kind of making me mad. It wasn't like miscommunication. I don't even know what it was, but I felt like this book was a little bit longer than it needed to be. Now, Lynn did get me with the ending of the book, where literally Wes had something going on with his rib where he could barely breathe, and yet he's standing up and saying how much he loves Liz even though he's in like 10 out of 10 pain, and Liz is like, oh my gosh, are you okay? He's like, no, just give me a second, I'll be fine. I'm like, the way that he literally loves her so much that he will be in agony and still want to be with her even though he needs to lie down because he can barely breathe, that got me. So I think for my final Nothing Like the Movies rating, I'm gonna sit her at a solid 3.5. It's not quite a 4, but I did really enjoy it, just not enough to give it a 4-star. And I would definitely recommend, if you have read Better Than the Movies, to read Nothing Like the Movies. I mean, there's nothing to lose. And also, my opinion could be different from yours. That's the amazing thing about reading. But it was not my favorite book I've ever read. But now we need to pick the next book I'm gonna read. And I think for the next book I'm going to read, I'm going to pick up the 5th and final book in the Heartstopper series. I love, love, love the series, and I think if you're new to reading, this is a great place to start because it is a graphic novel. And I definitely think graphic novels are easier to read because it's also, you don't have to like visualize in your mind. Sometimes they'll say a random thing, they'll be like, he barked out a laugh, and I'm sitting there like, bro, like what? Like how do you bark out a laugh? And also if you struggle with a short attention span, a graphic novel is a great place to start. So basically I've already started this book. I'm on page 201, but I started this book and then completely forgot that I was in the middle of a book. I don't even know what happened because it wasn't like I decided to DNF the book. Like I loved what I was reading. I literally forgot I was reading the book and I don't even know how that happened. I think it might have been one of the books I had to read for school that I picked up to read that and then forgot I was reading this. I really want to finish this series. It makes me feel so good when I finish a series. So I think this is the next book I'm going to pick up. I'm not going to start reading this just yet because I've got a few things to do before I can sit down and read it because I'll probably be able to finish this book in one sitting. So I will see you when we can sit down and binge this book together. A moment for the shirt, please. Anyways, hello everybody. Last night I sat and binged the last part of Heartstopper. And I did not actually know that she's coming out with a 6th Heartstopper book. I thought this was going to be the final one, but at the end of this book it says, Heartstopper will conclude in volume 6. So, super fun. In this book, Nick is really struggling with the thought of going to college, which I feel like is kind of ironic because the last book I read, it was also like kind of set in college. This one is not set in college, they're both still in high school, but I think that's just funny that 2 books in a row I've read have had to do with college and struggles of college. But anyways, I'm not going to go on a yapping spree about this book because I know if I start, I will not end. We're just gonna rate it. I think I would rate the Heartstopper series as a whole a solid 3.75, so like almost a 4. It's a really good series. But if I'm rating just the Heartstopper Volume 5 book, I would rate this a solid 4.5 stars. I really, really, really enjoyed it, and I know I'm going to be definitely rereading this book more than I can count. But yeah, as you saw in the last clip, I picked up Crown of Midnight. If you don't know what Crown of Midnight is, it is technically the 2nd book in the Throne of Glass series, but there's this whole debate on if Assassin's Blade is the first book or if you read it later. I did not read it as my first book. I read Throne of Glass as my first book, and so I'll read Assassin's Blade later. However, or whatever order you read this in, it's either going to be your 2nd or your 3rd book in the series. But I read Throne of Glass and instantly fell in love. This is a little bit of a spoiler, so click to this time if you don't want to hear this. I'm not a fan of love triangles, but I feel like Sarah J. Maas made the love triangle bearable. Like, I actually kind of enjoyed it. But so far, I am loving it. I can't really give too much information right now because I'm only literally 44 pages into the book. I stopped at chapter 6 because I need to do some work. But I will see you whenever I see you. I genuinely don't know when I will see you next, but I will see you when I see you. Good morning, besties! If you're wondering why I look so sporty right now, I'm about to go out and play tennis. But it is Saturday, and I know you're gonna be mad at me because I did not update you when I read yesterday, and I'm sorry. But this book, oh my gosh, it is so good. Like, phenomenal. I'm actually, like, I'm obsessed. But it is 1:11 right now. I'm going out to play tennis and then I'm gonna go to Waffle House with my dad. And I also have to help my sister later tonight get ready for the dance. So I think I'm just gonna have like the audiobook playing in my ear. I feel like I'm literally in love with this series. I know I can't spoil anything, but the little bit of romance that is going on in this book, I am eating up! Oh my god, I'm in love. I'm in love. But I can't say who I feel like I like together because there's a love triangle in the first book. So I can't really give the vibes, you know? So, yeah. I'm gonna go and play tennis and I will see you when I see ya. I honestly don't know when it's gonna be, bestie. I'm sorry. But the update right now is I'm eating this book up, I'm going to go and play tennis, and then get Waffle House afterwards. So, that's that. See ya! Okay, don't mind how bad the background is behind me. I really need to clean this room. But it is Sunday. I just came back from church. Actually, that's a lie. It's 2:22 right now, and I've been home for like an hour because we went to church and then we went to lunch and then, yeah, we came home. So I've been here for like 3 hours, just chilling on my phone. But I did not update you yesterday on my reading. I mean, I did, but I barely filmed any yesterday because I've really got nothing to film. Like, I'm just binging this book and that's that. Like, I'm about to go and start binging it more because it is literally so good. I am obsessed. I think I'm on page 210, I think, and I started this book on, what did I start this book on? Oh, I started this book on Friday. So my goal is to get to page 330 today, and then I'll have about like 100 pages left. So anyways, enough yapping. I need to go and pick up this book ASAP because I am so excited to keep reading. Break after what just happened. Obviously, I can't say what happened because this is spoiler free, but oh my gosh, I am in utter shock. It's giving lockjaw. I'm actually, oh my gosh. But we are on part 2 now, which says the Queen's Arrow, whatever that means. I am so sad right now. Very sad, confused, and I need to keep reading, so I'll see you a little later when some things get figured out. Hello everybody! As you can probably tell, it is the next day. So sadly this means this vlog has officially come to an end. I actually had so much fun filming and editing this vlog. So I am super excited to do more book vlogs and just other vlogs and just living my life and vlogging it for you guys. So officially in this week we read about 2.5 books because right now I'm on chapter 38, page 286 of Crown of Midnight. So this is technically not a full book finished. Future Sophia, tell me what I rated this and I'll put it right here. Don't know what that is, but y'all know, so slay. Overall, this was a great reading week because I'm very much enjoying this book, literally so invested. This book was a great, enjoyable read. This book was so fun and sweet too. Definitely a successful reading week. Anyways, that is all I have to say. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm not gonna force you to, but if you want to, click that little subscribe button and I will see you in the next one. Bye, bestie boos.